Hello. I thought today I'd do a short metta bhavana with you. So that's the practice of loving kindness to anyone who doesn't know what that practice is. I'm going to be leading it. So as some of you know, I'm going to be taking a month off and I'm going to be on retreat. But I will be thinking of you all. It doesn't mean that I kind of withdraw and don't want to think about anybody. And the metta bhavana is a really wonderful practice for really bearing people in mind. So if you'd like to make yourselves comfortable, you can have your eyes open or closed, whichever you prefer. So when we do this practice of loving kindness, we have to start with where we are, how we are. And that first stage, this first stage, that's for ourself, it's really important to take our time and to turn towards whatever our current experience is, and acknowledging any emotions that are around at the moment, or any physical sensations. So we might be having some pain, emotionally or physically. We might be feeling a bit dull. We could be feeling all sorts of things. We might be feeling quite excited and happy. The point at the beginning of the metta bhavana is to really acknowledge how we are, so that we're authentic when we are in this meditation. We're not trying to impose anything, any particular feeling, any particular state of being. We're being authentic. We're being real to how we are. So, with that in mind, we can take our attention inside as deeply as we can into our heartfelt experience. And whatever we find there, we turn towards with a tenderness, a receptivity, an openness. We're open to what's ever there with kindness. We want to be happy, we want to avoid suffering just as everybody else does. So, as we tune in to how we are, whatever that is, if we now turn specifically towards our physical experience, the sensations in our body, our immediate sensations, they're changing all the time. And if we look around at those sensations, if we explore them a little, we might find somewhere in our body that feels quite comfortable, maybe quite warm and open. So this isn't an emotion we're looking at now, it's a felt sensation. It might be a sense of ease in the belly. Or it could be a sense of groundedness in how you're sitting right now. Do you feel grounded and stable like a mountain? And when we find some felt sensation that's pleasant. We can feel confident in that. That is our immediate experience, and we can focus on that. So let's do that for a moment or two, focusing on a pleasant sensation in our body and relaxing into that sensation, enjoying the fact that it's pleasant. So we're going to rest there for a moment or two. So now let's move on and invite into our awareness a good friend. Somebody that maybe we can communicate with really easily. When we bring them to mind, there's a sense of maybe joy or uplift within us. Perhaps you can see them in your mind's eye. Or maybe you haven't got a visual kind of image of them. In that case, you could say their name to yourself. Or you could imagine them just coming into the room with you right now. How do you feel seeing your good friend? Maybe there's a welcoming, warm feeling in you. So allow that friend into your heart. Give them some space and attention, and wish them well, wish them happy. So we can just be with them and delight in them for a few moments. Do you have a sense of them being with you in your presence? And now we're going to bring into our awareness a neutral person. So can you bring to mind someone that you don't know, but you see them perhaps regularly in the street or in a shop? You can bring them to mind. You don't particularly dislike them or like them, but you have noticed them. They are a neutral person. And we're going to invite them into our awareness, into our heart area, into any warmth that we're already aware of from being in touch with ourselves and from inviting our good friend into our awareness. Now we have room for the neutral person. And just like us, they want to be happy and avoid suffering. They have many of the same experiences in life that we do. They're just like us. And it's quite by chance that they're not related to us, or that they're not our best friend, only because we don't know them. We don't know what their potential is. So bearing in mind this neutral person, inviting them into our consciousness, into our awareness, and we'll spend a few moments with them. And now we'll bring to mind somebody that we find a bit difficult. So we must choose carefully here, not choosing somebody who is very difficult, who's had a really unfortunate effect on our life. No, this should be somebody who maybe is a bit irritating. Perhaps we'd rather not spend time with them. Bringing them to mind as clearly as we can. And they too are just like ourselves, our good friend, the neutral person, even though we don't like them. They have family and friends who love them. So we can see that, to some extent, we're prejudiced. We can see that we have preferences for some people over others. It doesn't make this person a bad person just because we don't like them. So seeing if we can hold them in our awareness with warmth. And as we do this, we might notice a tendency to want to push them away, not wanting to be with them. Just notice without self-criticism. See if we can be with. Just be with. Notice if we start to feel tight. Just notice any tension that builds up from having this person that we're not really very fond of in our awareness. Are we generous enough to wish them well, to be able to give them this bit of attention? A warm sense of well-wishing. So now we'll bring together in our awareness all the people so far in the meditation, ourself, our good friend, neutral person, and the one that we find difficult. You could imagine them all in a room together. How does our good friend see us? See the neutral person and see the difficult person. What's their perspective, the perspective of our good friend on all those people? And how might the neutral person see ourselves, see the good friend, see the one that we find difficult? And how might the one that we find difficult see ourselves, see the good friend, see the neutral person? So notice if we have a sense of acceptance and openness towards each of the people in the meditation. Without criticizing ourselves, and now we're going to allow our metta, our loving kindness, any warmth and openness that we're aware of within ourselves, going to allow it to open up and bring to mind more and more living beings. Maybe you could start with anybody in the building that you're in at the moment. Anyone in the town. Anyone in the country. Just allow your whole body in a relaxed way to release any warmth. To give it out to the world, to all living beings. And the more that we release that warmth, the more it returns to us. The warmth that we give attracts the warmth from others. And in our own time, we'll bring the meditation to a close. And we can do this by focusing on the body, on the way we're sitting again. Bring our attention back into the room. So that's our meditation for now. See you later. Bye.